reason to be jolly. Fa la 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 la.
Did you have a good night?
Oh, yes. There were lights and mince pies and carols and everything.
That's nice.
Oh, and I got you a present. Are you okay, Mum?
Yes, dear. You go and get ready for bed.
They gave me sugar. On this week's show, it's the week before Christmas, and all through the house we have a Chinese kitchen bringing good cheer, Charles Dickens' other Christmas story, tongue twisters, Faboo news from the past, and more. Let's start the show! Good morning, afternoon, or evening, Faboo crew, and welcome to your Faboo News. I'm Al.
And I'm Kai.
And this is the news show that gives you the good stuff. Uplifting news stories and activities from around the world. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Then let's start
But
with...
not really.
What?
I wasn't born ready. Not really.
I know that. It's a figure of speech.
I was born in Caracas.
Yeah, we can tell by the accent. First, have you heard the song, Do They Know It's Christmas?
Oh, do they know it's Christmas time? It's a cracking tune now.
It sure is. It made £8 million to feed people in Ethiopia way back in 1984. But that was 40 years ago, and a lot has changed. And Ethiopia is booming.
Farming changes have led to a huge increase in the amount of wheat they grow, with farmers now producing far more than they need to feed everyone in the country. In 2022, they produced so much that 1 million tons of wheat was sold to other countries around Africa.
Poverty in Ethiopia has been cut nearly in half, and more than 6 million people now have better access to water, healthcare, education, and electricity. It's a fantastic success story for everyone involved, but there are still challenges to overcome. One thing's for sure, with hard work and determination, the people of Ethiopia are building their own way to a bright and Faboo future.
What's in your future, Faboo crew? Presents under the tree? Maybe a Christmas sweater or jumper? Here's an idea. Why don't you design your own? We drew a template you can find in the description below if you need it. Colour it in, draw your design, and ask your adult if they want to share it. Details on our website.
Gosh. Oh.
You all right, Al?
Yeah, I think I just picked up a sniffle when we were out last night. What can I say? It's a big snout. Christmas jumpers and sweaters may be a tradition of today, but there are lots of weird and wonderful Christmas traditions you may not have heard of. For example, have you heard of the Yule cat? According to Icelandic folklore, this huge house-sized cat would stalk the countryside of Iceland and eat anyone who wasn't wearing new clothes. And if you didn't want to be a fashion victim, you'd have to be sure to be gifted some new clothes before Christmas Day. Now, there are some people who say that this tradition began as a way of persuading workers to work harder, with a promise of new clothes as a gift before Christmas Day. And if you didn't work hard enough and weren't gifted gifts, the Yule Cat would come along and... What Christmas traditions do you celebrate? What did the turkey leftovers say when they were wrapped up for the fridge? Foiled again! Why are you like this? Enjoying the show, Faboo crew? Poke that like button and subscribe so we can keep on bringing you the Faboo news. You're the best crew in the world, and we love seeing you here with new episodes every week. So poke that subscribe button like you'd poke Santa's belly. Make it jiggle like a bowl full of jelly.
Dad,
Yes, Guy?
doesn't Mum like Christmas?
What makes you say that?
Well, she seems sad.
Sometimes, Kai, adults can be sad. And there's nothing you've done, okay? Mum's got a lot to think about at the moment. Lots of people do round Christmas time. If they're missing someone, or if they're worried about work. Sometimes people find Christmas difficult.
But that's silly.
That's life. And I know you want Mum to enjoy Christmas as much as you do. But be patient. Be kind. And hey, maybe some of your Christmas spirit will rub off on her. Which of these was a popular Christmas food for medieval nobles in England? Was it A, goose, B, sprouts, C, peacock, or D, turkey? Keep watching for the answer later in the show. Talking of food, a Faboo couple in the city of Nanchang in China have recently expanded a community kitchen that allows hospital patients to enjoy delicious home cooking while they're recovering from illness.
Wan Cho Cheng and Hong Chen Chiang ran a restaurant and breakfast bar near the Jiangxi Cancer Hospital until the family of a patient asked to use their kitchen to cook up some cracking fresh food to take inside. Inspired by this need to provide some home comforts, the pair opened up their kitchen to other families wanting to feed relatives at the hospital.
The local government stepped in with cash to help them expand, and the local community has pitched in with pots, pans, utensils, and funds. 10,000 families now use the space every year, giving an essential and therapeutic taste of home to hundreds of patients.
In 2020, the couple were nominated for an award, but they chose to skip the ceremony to keep the kitchen open for their patients. Now that's dedication, Al.
It sure is.
Oh, that reminds me. Dad made some hot chicken soup to fight your sniffle. There you go.
Oh, ow, it's hot, no, it's on my pants. Ow, oh, it burns.
Feeling better?
Gabriel Grubb was an undertaker. A horrible, nasty,
Christmas-hating man whose idea of fun on Christmas Eve was to sit in a graveyard and dig a grave. He hated Christmas, and he hated people, and people hated him in return. One Christmas Eve, as he was miserably digging in the frozen ground, he heard a voice. Hum, hum, hum. A little man was sitting on a gravestone, smiling in a wicked, unfriendly kind of way. He had long, thin legs and a small, round belly, and Gabriel Grubb knew instantly that this was not a human being at all. It was a goblin. And other goblins soon appeared, dancing and jumping and tumbling on all the tombstones, as if they were having some grand Christmas party. Unfortunately for Gabriel Grubb, he seemed to have been invited. Before he could stop them, the goblins grabbed his ankles and dragged him down into an underground cavern, where the Goblin King was waiting. The Goblin King was not happy. Not happy at all. He began to show Gabriel Grubb visions of a poor family who found their joy in Christmas and in spending time with each other, something that Gabriel Grubb couldn't understand. He sneered and he scoffed, and every time he did, the goblins pulled his ears and yanked his hair. He watched the family as they grew older, years passing with each new vision, showing him how love and kindness comforted them. Without even realizing it, Gabriel Grubb's cold, miserable heart began to melt. He saw that this family found happiness in their kindness and in their love for each other, and he wanted to find that too. In the last, the Goblin King showed Gabriel Grubb a scene of the world in such glory that no misery of his own could overwhelm it. And by the time that vision faded, tears were streaming down his face. Remarking finally that it was a decent sort of world after all, Gabriel Grubb fell asleep. When he opened his eyes, the cavern and the goblins were gone. It was Christmas morning, and Gabriel Grubb saw the whole world anew, and now, for the first time in his life, he wanted to explore it.
Try this tongue twister. One smart fella, he felt smart. Two smart fellas, they felt smart. Three smart fellas, they felt smart. Four smart fellas, they felt smart. Five smart fellas, they felt smart. And they all felt smart together. Got it? Now try saying it really fast. And ask your parents to, too. Which of these was a popular medieval Christmas food for nobles in England? The answer is C. Peacock. Nobles in the medieval period back in England would often eat unusual foods like peacock, swan, or even porpoise. Poise. We don't eat those things anymore, but what's the strangest thing you might eat if you were offered it? I eat ants. Would you eat ants? What does an elf study at school? The alphabet. It's time for a brand new segment, Faboo Crew, as we celebrate Faboo News through history.
What Faboo news happened in December, Al?
Well, in 1955, a lady called Rosa Parks refused to move seats on a bus.
Why? Was she really comfy?
No, Kai. Well, possibly. But the point is, back then there were laws in certain states of America that meant that black folks weren't allowed to sit with white folks, including on buses.
That's awful.
Rosa Parks thought so too. One evening, a bus driver told a whole row of black people to move out of their seats to make way for a white person to sit down. But Rosa Parks said no, and her saying no, as well as what happened to her for doing it, started a huge movement in the USA to overthrow all those bad laws and give black people all the same rights as white folks.
One person on a bus did that.
It only takes one person to change the world, Kai.
One person and a bus.
Oh, no. The bus doesn't matter. Oh, dear.
Hello, Kai.
Hello, Mum. I made you something.
Would you like to decorate the tree?
Yeah,